Hello and welcome, my friends and viewers, to this week's episode of Legendlore, where I draw pictures of monsters, characters, gods, and other things from D&D 5th edition, while giving a small but quickly digestible history about them. Together we'll go over their origins within the game, how they're utilized in the modern edition, and how I like to utilize them in my own games. Today we're going to be covering the Forgotten Realms, goddess of love and beauty, Sune. Sune, otherwise pronounced as Sune or Sune in my experience, is the Forgotten Realms deity of beauty and love, focusing primarily on appearance and outward aesthetic above any deeper connotation of affection. She first appeared in 1st edition's Forgotten Realms campaign set, written by Jeff Grubb, Ed Greenwood, and Karen S. Martin, specifically showing up in the Cyclopedia of the Realms, one of two 96-page booklets included in the set. Notable primarily for her dalliances and romances with almost all other gods, the tiny list of deities that she has refused to interact with consists of Talos, Umberlee, Valar, Auril, Tempest, and Talana, primarily due to their penchants for destruction, chaos, and tyranny. She's also a distinctively active god in the history of the Forgotten Realms, personally rescuing the goddess Sharez from the hands of the dark deity Shar, and voting alongside the gods Tyr and Lathander to imprison Cyric, the murderous god of lies who earned the punishment by slaying their friend and ally, the goddess of magic, Mystra. This interesting mixture of perceived shallow vanity and strong conviction makes Sune a curiously deep goddess. Her tenets keen on pleasure and the fostering of outward beauty in the world, but taking a strong stance against those who would end the pleasure or destroy the fairness of another. Physically, Sune is depicted as a beautiful, voluptuous woman with bright red hair, emerald green eyes, pale skin, full red lips, and a near see-through gossamer gown. Always bearing an unshakable confidence and a flirtatious smirk, I saw no reason to really deviate from her common depiction, and so my piece pretty much stays within the boundaries of that. Where I do deviate is how I present Sune at my table, depicting her as much less shallow and surface-focused than my research has led me to believe. Instead of just outer beauty, Sune in my world seeks to nurture beauty in all of its forms and in all hearts that feel, regardless of whether or not they do worship her. For true love, she will fight with both clever manipulation and unexpected righteousness, and stands as a patron of music, the arts, and other forms of creativity that foster further pleasure and beauty in the world. While some splinter factions of her church may keep to more hedonistic and sensual beliefs, the larger sects keep with unity and the building of friendships and family. I also see Sune as a deity who isn't keen on organizing her religion in chapels, engaging in prayer, or even having a holy book and such. Rather, she would run wild and free right alongside her worshippers, gathering in festivals and rituals full of singing and dancing and pushing her worshippers to go out into the world and discover what it is that truly fulfills them. Sune unfortunately doesn't seem to have any magical items in official D&D lore, so I've taken the liberty of making some of my own listed in the description below. The Fire Hair Necklace, the Lady Love's Anklet, and Passion's Ward, a divinely empowered shield. They're completely free to access, and please feel free to use them in your own games. In terms of clerical domains, Sune normally holds the domains of life, peace, and light, the last one seeming a bit out of place for me until I remember that her nickname is Lady Firehair. I also like to align her with Oath of Devotion Paladins, Zealot Barbarians, Swarmkeeper, and Beastmaster Rangers for their focus on animal companionship, Celestial Warlocks when she needs to get something done directly, and Bards of every subclass, save for maybe the College of Whispers. I also like to include Way of the Drunken Master Monks for that hedonism itch, and Oath of Redemption Paladins for those who have turned to her in hopes of atoning for past deeds. Along with that, I also love to use her for the creation of Divine Soul Sorcerers and ASMRs, as I can definitely imagine her frequenting the material planes to elope with those that she finds attraction towards. I also forgot to mention that ASMR in my world aren't just made from celestials like angels and archons, but are also products of the unions of gods and mortals. I love the concept of Grecian demigods having adventures and retaining powers from their deific parents, and figured it would be fascinating to add to my world and let my players experience playing as them. As such, Sune has many half-divine children throughout the land, and not all are legendary heroes. Some are just common folk who are extremely pretty and charismatic, because not everyone with power or a godly lineage has to become a legend. Ultimately, at the beginning, I thought Sune was a bit clashing with how she had a very vapid portrayal in the start, but also was monstrously righteous, and keen to get involved in the protection and affairs of other gods. Thusly, I decided to modify her as such to make her a lot more open and a lot more present in the great divine game. I want to thank all you guys for watching, and if you want to keep updated on the next Legendlore, please subscribe to the channel, press the little bell icon in the corner, and you guys can follow me on social media for progress of each art piece. Also, please comment down below on how you guys have used Sune in your games, what player characters you guys have that worship her, and any kind of adventures that you have that involve her. Also, please, in the comments let me know what other characters and gods and stuff you guys would like to see in future videos. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.